Marcy with us, not to put her on blast, but whose daughter is here too, practicing, which I absolutely love seeing genetics in play. So a treat for me, because some of you know my dad, when he stays with me, he comes to every single class, actually sits in your spot, and snores 90% of the time, which I'm like, I'm so happy for you, but I have to shake his foot every time today, please stop. But Marcy's going to be assisting today, so the way that it'll work is we'll kind of swap from the mat so that people at home can have a visual. We'll walk around. If you have any questions or need props, please feel free to call either one of us over, and we'll offer some assists. And none of the assists are assists that contort your body out of the range of motion. It's just placing part of our hands on you to invite some breath, some space. Can always say no, can always tell us to go away. We take no offense to any of it, but we're here for you. I have on deck today, as I was walking here, trying not to slip, my legs, hips, and thighs were feeling it. So I have a lot of lower body stuff. We'll get to the upper body too. But how are you feeling? Any pre-break, holiday, snow requests? Body parts, poses, things that need some extra attention? You can also charade to them. Upper back. Yeah, we're going to start there. Upper back. Hips. Low back.
Low back.
Yes. Was there another one that I didn't hear?
Some core work.
Core work. I love to see it. The downfall when you request low back stuff is we do lengthening, but you also have to do a little core work. But we'll sneak it in there. Take breaks. Sip water. When it gets too hot, tell me to turn the fans on, but I'm really happy you guys are all here together. We'll get started together, actually in a pose called heart bench, to get right into the upper back. So if there's a version of heart bench that you prefer, that you like, please feel free to set it up. But I like the one where you use your two blocks. One is at its highest height. We'll all have our heads facing towards the front of your mat, the feet to the back of your mat. One block will be at its highest height. The other block will come somewhere to the middle, and if you would like to drape yourself, thank you, onto the blocks you can, or if you want some extra padding, you can drape your blanket over those bolsters and blocks. But once you lie on your back with your head to the top of your mat, feet to the back of the room, you'll drape yourself down so that that lower block hits right in between your shoulder blades. Think not at the very bendy part of your middle back, but at the very top tips of your shoulders. And then you can use your hands to kind of adjust that top block so that it supports the weight of your head. If it feels asymmetrical or awkward, or you need any adjustments, please feel free to call either one of us over, and sometimes moving the blocks an inch or two creates a big difference. But as you lay on your back, you can do anything you like with your legs. You might have them out long in front of you. If you're feeling some stuff in the hips or low back, you might have your knees bent, feet on the ground, and knock your knees into one another so that the weight of your legs supports the other. But as your legs get heavy, let your arms either rest on you or alongside of you, with your palms flipped up to the sky, to really let the front of the chest broaden, to let the back of the heart widen. As you let your eyes either close to a point or fully soften, can you begin to listen for the sound of your breath? When we close our eyes, it gives us a moment to see ourselves more clearly than before. Each breath gently dissolves the morning that was. Each breath lets you arrive to where you are now. And each round of breath makes a little more space for what has yet to come. So as you continue to let your breath slowly deepen, and you take a longer breath in through the nose, fill up your belly and up into your heart. And as you exhale, offer the breath out through every direction, every fiber. Continue with a few more of those breaths. on your own. Letting each breath move in, down, and wide. And each exhale offers itself out through every direction, from front to back, top to bottom, and side to side. This practice is first and foremost an offering to the breath. This breath that surrounds us, that connects us and informs every single thing that we do. So as you take a longer breath in and down, let it fill you up. And exhale to let all of that breath go. We'll start our practice and our time together with 3 more rounds of that same breath. So wait for your next inhale as it fills you up completely. And exhale to let all of that breath out. 2 more times on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes with listening to and remembering your breath. And now, keeping that connection unwavering as best as you can, gently blink your eyes open if they're not already. And everyone begin to bend your knees as you bring both feet onto the floor. Let's get into the arms and shoulders a little more. So with your feet heavy, reach just your arms up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And now on your next inhale, stretch your fingertips 2 more inches towards the skylights above you. Feel your shoulder blades broaden. As you exhale, plug the shoulder blades together and feel your upper back settle to the blocks. Do that twice more. Big breath in, reach up, touch the sky. And as you exhale, plug the shoulder blades together. Feel your belly tone towards your spine. 1 more. Big breath in, grow taller through the fingertips, spread them a drop wider. And as you exhale, plug the shoulder blades towards each other. Now keep the shoulder blades plugged in. Watch for your neighbors or any props out in front of you as you start to reach your arms overhead towards the top of your mat. Imagine like your thumbs could touch the floor first, while your pinkies could touch the ceiling. Less about how low your hands can be, but how long can you become? Can you reach out through the fingertips, anchor down through your hips and feet as you take a big breath in, and exhale to let all of that breath go. And now interlace your hands, release the block, bring your hands to the back of your head, and release the block from the back of your head so your head is just supported here in the hammock of your palms. If the chest is feeling a little tight this morning, you can dart your elbows up towards the sky, or even let the elbows widen towards opposite edges of the room. But can you feel the space between your chin and your chest as you press your head back into your hand? Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale for a baby heart bench crunch, curl away from the earth. Upper back stays on the block as you lift your heart up to the sky. Inhale to coil all the way back. And as you exhale, push your feet down, your hips down, and exhale to curl away from that block. Go 5 more rounds on your own. Inhales to drape back. Exhales to curl up. You can keep your feet on the floor, knees bent for added support. Or you might straighten your legs out in front of you as you dig your heels, your calves, and the backs of your thighs down into the ground. But as you go for these next 3 or 4 rounds, when you lift up, can you keep lifting your chin away from your chest? Can you tone your belly towards your spine like your pubic bone and belly button could come together? And really let it be an offering to your breath itself. Take 1 more round. Inhale to curl back. As you exhale, ribs back as you lift yourself away from the earth. The next time you lift up, everyone bend your knees, bring both feet onto the floor. Use your hands to catch behind your thighs and curl yourself up off of the block to a seat. Come to flip around, we'll meet in tabletop, facing the front of the room. As you make your way to all fours, have your blocks framing out the front of your mat. You may or may not use them as we start to move around. But as you come to tabletop, a couple of breaths here as we make our way through a few rounds of cat and cow. Hi, good to see you. Spread your fingers nice and wide, have toes be tucked or untucked behind you. And start to round and arch your spine, moving with your breath through a few rounds of cat and cow. Let's take 5 cycles of breath, just working on your own. As always, if it feels good to stay rounded or arched for a few breaths, please feel free to do so. You might move slightly forward and back, your hips towards your heels, or shoulders forward of the wrists. But these next 2 or 3 rounds, you can close or soften your eyes, so you move less from a place of what others are doing, of what you think you should be doing, and what it is you truly desire, what your body needs, craves, and wants. When you find your next breath, make your way back to table. Come to your neutral spine. Watch for your props and any friends behind you for a calf stretch. Reach the right leg back, tuck the right toes under, and reach back through the right heel to see what you're working with in the back of the leg. You might keep the heel steady, you might rock it forward and back, but as the heel reaches back, can you slide the top of your head forward so that all 4 sides of your neck grow longer? A breath. After a few rounds of breath here, switch sides, bend your right knee, stretch back through the left, and check out what you feel on side 2. Calves are one of those sneaky ones that I don't realize until I'm walking in ice or snow, and I'm like, oh, honey, you've been working. So just see what you feel as you rock the heel forward and back or stay still, but think bottom of your heart forward towards the top of your mat. And now come back to table, find your neutral spine, walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders, bring your knees back behind your hips, and with your toes tucked under, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take as much time and as many breaths as you need to find your way there. In your down dog, take a breath or 2. You might stay still. Maybe you pedal the heels slowly from one side to the other. Perhaps you soften and straighten your legs simultaneously to take a longer breath in and a deeper breath up. Now at the bottom of your breath, lift your heels high, soften your knees, look forward, and 1 foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your hands to walk it into your forward fold. Maybe your hands are up on blocks underneath your fingertips. You might widen your feet an inch or 2, or even soften your knees, all in service of giving your low back some extra space. But as your hands hold something solid, the blocks or the ground, can you bow in towards yourself, let your head be heavy. If it feels okay for the neck and your shoulders, even slowly nod your head yes, or gently nod your head no, and just see what gravity can do for you as you take a bigger breath in and a longer breath out. And climb your hands up onto your hips. Stand down through both legs and inhale to come all the way up to stand as you release your hands by your sides. Wait for your next inhale as you reach your arms forward and up to the sky. On your exhale, soften your knees, hinge at your hips, and fold over your legs. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen. Grow longer through your spine as you reach your chest forward, and exhale to step it back to plank pose. Find the top of your foot. With your knees down or up, feel your legs back in space and hug them energetically together as if your legs could become one pillar. Now hug your palms, your arms towards each other as you reach your chest forward. Big breath in, and exhale to bend your elbows to lower all the way down onto your belly. Inhale to rise for baby cobra or cobra. Press your feet down into the floor as you lift your chest up, and exhale to take it back to downward facing dog or tabletop or puppy pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. The breath that flows first in the direction of your heart. And we all have that very physical beating heart to the left of center. But in this practice, we talk about that spiritual heart, the one that lives not just in the front, not just in the back, but the center of your being. So as you feel your breath here, your down dog or table or puppy, hug your palms towards each other energetically. Feel the energy run up from the arms into the shoulder blades. And now from the back of your heart, from your shoulder blades, push the floor down and forward, and lift your hips up and back to the wall behind you. Get longer. Big breath in. As you exhale, soften the knees, lift your heels, and come forward to the top of your mat, to your standing forward fold. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen. Go longer through your spine. And on your exhale, fold and bow into yourself. Take a breath in to rise. Stand through your legs, reach the arms up, get taller than before. And exhale to do that one more time. Follow your breath more than my voice. On your inhale, reach the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to fold, Uttanasana, bow in. Wait for the inhale to lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Let the balls of your feet be heavy. And exhale to step it back to plank pose, the top of your cushion. A full breath here. Hug the arms, the legs to center. And exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your inhale to rise, Bhujangasana. Hug the shoulder blades together. And on your exhale, take it back to your downward facing dog. 3 slow, steady breaths. The breath that flows first in the direction of your heart. The heart that awakens, illuminates, and inspires the mind. And the gift of your mind that inspires the agency of your entire body and being. And we get this practice here to combine every aspect and every dimension of ourselves together. So as you take another breath in, let it fill you up. And big exhale to offer all of that breath out. Lift the heels high, soften your knees, look forward and come forward to the top of your mat. Wait for the inhale to lengthen halfway. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards your own heart. Take a breath in to rise, stand through your legs, reach the arms up, get taller than you've been before. And exhale to let the hands come down by your sides. With your feet hip distance apart, bend your knees. Sit your hips back and let your palms come to your thighs or up to your hips for this version of chair pose, Utkatasana. Think tush to the back of your mat. And as you push your palms into your legs, lift your heart up to the sky. You can stay here for more support on the low back. If you want to add some heat in the upper body, the arms can reach up to the sky with 3 deep breaths. Take a breath in, down, and wide. As you exhale, sit your hips lower to the earth as you lift your heart up to the sky. Take one more breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Think tush to the back of your mat as you lift your heart up to the ceiling. And now inhale to rise, stand through the legs, reach up, get tall. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. And now bring your hands high up on blocks, or fingertips on either side of that right foot. Squeegee your left toes back another inch or 2 towards the back of your mat. And now as you stay in your lunge, bend the right knee, take a breath in, lift your chest up. And on your exhale, move to pyramid pose. Fold and straighten the right leg as you bow in. Let's go through that twice more. Keep your hands on the blocks or on the ground. As you inhale, bend the right knee, come back through the lunge. Big exhale to fold and straighten the right leg. One more time, wait for your inhale as you bend the knee, reach the heart forward. And exhale, fold and straighten that right leg. Pause here in Urdhva. Traditionally, the back heel is on the ground, but for this version, can you lift your back heel higher away from the floor? It'll help you wrap your left hip forward and tack your outer right hip back to hopefully feel that in the back of your right thigh, more in the hamstrings. Now keeping the legs straight but not locked. Take a big breath in, grow long through your spine. As you exhale, stay here. You might soften the elbows as you fold and bow in towards that right leg. Now on your inhale, back it up. Bend your right knee. With as many hops as you need, step the left foot forward to meet your right to come back into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow longer through your spine. And exhale to fold, bowing in. Check out any difference between the right and left leg. And with your feet 1 or 2 fist widths apart, you can use your own fists to measure. Keep your toes pointing ahead, bend your knees, sit your hips back, Utkatasana round 2. Hands can come to your thighs or your hips or overhead by your ears. But really listen for your breath. With each breath, let it move in, down, and wide. With every exhale, lift your heart up to the sky. Now can you slide the ribs back? Breathe into the middle of your back. you push through your right foot, can you wrap your outer right hip forward, tap your left hip crease back. Hopefully you feel that not near the left butt cheek, not in the back of your left knee, but in the belly of those hamstrings. And now keep your legs as they are. As you inhale, come up halfway to lengthen, reach the heart forward. Stay here, or as you exhale, you might soften the elbows as you bow in towards that left thigh. Take one more breath in, let it fill you up. Stay for your exhale, soften the grip of your fingers around the blocks and soften your jaw. And now on your next breath, bend your left knee, plant your palms on the floor, and step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels one at a time from side to side. Take notice of what you see and feel. Now on your next inhale, come forward to plank pose. Wait for the exhale to lower, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale to rise, bhujangasana. Press the feet down, hug the shoulder blades together, and exhale to make your way back to downward facing dog. A full round of breath in, and a clear, steady breath out. On your next inhale, float the right leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel to the floor, and on your inhale, rise for warrior two, facing the long edge of your mat. Check to see that the right knee and toes are pointing straight ahead. And as you look away from the ground, reach out through the arms and lift your heart. Here's the Christmas song. And put it right in the middle. Take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for the exhale. Grow taller through the crown of your head as you get heavier into that right thigh. Now keep your legs steady as you inhale. Just reach your arms straight up to the sky. Bend your right elbow. Give yourself a pat on the back and let the left fingertips grab onto the elbow. Think elbow towards the ceiling and gently press your head back to lift your chin. Can you slide the ribs back to steady the middle of your back as you press your head back? Take a big breath in, down, and wide. Stay for the exhale. Bend into the right thigh as you lift your right elbow 1 more inch to the sky. And now release those arms to a T. Press your right leg straight. Take a big breath in. Grow longer in every direction. And for Trikonasana, right hand comes to your block or to the floor on the inside or outside of that front leg today. That's it. Once the right hand touches something solid, the block or the ground, feel both legs against the earth. And without actually moving them, can you hug your legs towards each other? Pull the right foot back, hug the left foot forward. Feel the energy run up your legs into your hips. Now push straight down into that right hand and reach the left arm 1 more inch to touch the skylights above you. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, we take a side stretch. Sweep that left arm forward towards the front of the room. As you reach forward through the left fingertips, feel it starting from your left foot, as if someone's holding your left hand. Reach through the left fingertips and press the left pinky toes down into the ground. Now on your next breath, release that hand, bend your right knee, plant your palms, and take it back to downward facing dog. It's a cute version, right? Was anyone listening to it? Sometimes when yoga music plays in yoga class, I don't actually hear anything that's happening. But if you are, I thought it was very sweet. So pedal the heels, notice what you feel. And let's take it to the other side. Inhale to float the left leg up and back. Step it through or around or use a helping hand to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel to the floor, and on your inhale, rise. Virabhadrasana 2 on the second side. Good. Sometimes that left knee wants to knock in towards your big toe. Can you guide the left knee open towards the pinky toes? Now look away from the earth, reach out through the arms, and really listen for the sound of your own breath. Take a breath in and down, fill your belly and up into your chest. As you exhale, bend into that left thigh as you grow taller through the crown of your head. Now keep your legs steady. Inhale to just reach your arms up. Bend your left elbow, give yourself a pat on the back, and let the right fingertips grab onto the elbow. For my friends who have those mobile shoulder joints where it might even feel good to pull the elbow to the middle of your head, everyone just try to see what it feels like to press your left elbow forward into the right hand, and then use the resistance to lift your elbow to the sky. You might feel more in the tricep rather than the joints. Press your head back, slide the ribs back, take a big breath in. now we'll meet on our bellies, so you can get there however you'd like. You might lower your knees to the floor and slither down, or come through plank to lower. Once you're on your belly, make a pillow with your hands. Rest on your forehead or on one of your cheeks as you stretch your legs back behind you. Close your eyes for a moment and really listen for the fullness of your breath. We often think in this yoga tradition, it's thought to be that the front of your body, the part of you that's touching the floor right now, the part of you that you see in the mirror every day, the part that others see first, is thought to be that individual body, the one that you know so well and sweetly. But the back of your body, the part of you that's touching the air, is that universal body, something that connects you to something so much greater than just yourself and your own world. And one cannot exist without the other. So can you feel as you breathe into your belly and into your chest, the whole back of your body broadens and widens. And when the back of your body broadens and widens, the front of you gets more sensitive and receptive to what's happening under the surface of your skin. So we'll stay here on our bellies for a moment longer and take a few rounds of locust pose, Shalabhasana. The first one will be unbound. So as you stay down on the ground, reach your arms alongside of you and flip your palms down to face the floor. Before we lift up, feel your legs back in space and energetically hug your thighs towards each other. Now shrug your shoulders to your ears, hug the shoulder blades together. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, float your arms up off the earth, and exhale to let your legs lift up and away from the ground. Let your eyes either close or fully soften to really listen for the sound of your breath. With each inhale, think inner thighs towards each other and inseams of your pants to the ceiling. This will clear space in the low back. Now hug the shoulder blades together. Lift your palms one more inch. Take a big breath in, and on your exhale, release. Slow it down. Rest on the other palm or on the other cheek. Soften and listen for your breath. We said it was only 2 Christmas songs. I hope that's okay. Now we're back. Maybe one before Shavasana while you're asleep. Take a longer breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out through the nose or mouth. Okay, bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press yourself up through the tabletop. Come up to your hands and your knees. Sit back on your heels. Sip some water. Shake it out. Take a breath. And see what it is you're working with. Are we getting warmer? Okay. We gotta hit the other food group. You need fans? Are you okay? Fans. Who would have thought, huh? Fans in December. We love to see it. Alright. So once you are hydrated and ready, have your strap close by. We'll use it for a moment. You can unravel it like a big jump rope, place it off to the side, and then make your way back to tabletop. Find your way to your hands and your knees. From tabletop, can you walk your legs as close as they can come together? Thighs, knees, feet to touch. And now tug all 10 of your toes under. You want to talk? So for this version of Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose with the toes tucked under, begin to sit your tush back onto your heels. I sometimes have to get my fingers in there to uncrinkle the pinky toes. This might be more than enough sensation. If you want to alleviate some pressure, you can bring a block between your hips and your heels. You can also stand on your knees with your toes still tucked. But grab the strap in your right hand, reach your right arm all the way up to the sky. And now bend your right elbow, give yourself a pat on the back. As you reach your left arm to the side, turn your left thumb to face the floor. And now bend your left elbow to grab the dangly edge of the strap behind you. Less about how close of your hands touch, great. Mine are football fields apart and they will be forever. But it's the actions that we're trying to work here in this pose, Gomukhasana. Try to wrap that right arm towards your right ear, like you're holding a cell phone between your arm and ear. Feel the left elbow move more to the middle of your spine. It might not go anywhere, but feel it move more to the right. Now gently tug your strap or your fingers apart, create some resistance as you press your head back to lift your chin. Slide the ribs back to steady the middle of your back. And now take a big breath in and a longer breath out. On your inhale, unravel your arms. Come back forward to table, shake out your feet, roll out your ankles. Just give yourself a moment to reset. All right, one more side. So you can do the toes tucked under again if you'd like, or for this version of here, Try to squeeze the inner edges of your feet towards each other to feel this more in your ankles and shins. Again, maybe block between your tush and heels. Maybe you stand on your knees, but hold that strap in your left hand. Reach your left arm up to the sky. Bend your left elbow. Give yourself a pat on the back. As you reach your right arm to the side, turn it down. Bend the elbow. Grab the dangly edge of the strap. And you might notice, I definitely feel a big difference from one side to the other. If you're one-handed dominant, just see what you're working with. Try to wrap that left elbow towards your ear. Slide the right elbow to the middle of your spine. And with the slightest resistance, tug your strap apart as you press your head back and slide the ribs back. And you listen for your breath. And even release the gripping of your hands around the strap. Let the fingers soften. The strap won't go, but let the strap soften. Take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then inhale to unwind. Release your arms. Come on back through to tabletop. Find your way to your hands and your knees. And we'll be in downward facing dog as you lift your hips up and down to the wall behind you. Pedal the heels. Take a breath. Notice what you feel and see. Now on your next inhale, float the right leg up and back. We'll meet either in pigeon pose or lizard lunge. So if for any reason pigeon doesn't feel good on the knee or on the hip, you can come with the right foot to the outside of your right hand. It'll alleviate some pressure. But in your pigeon, walk your right knee to come as wide as the right side of your mat and come high up onto your fingertips or blocks out in front of you. We're going to take this one into a thigh stretch. Check over your left shoulder. See that the left leg is in line with your left hip. And now hug your left knee forward to literally lift your hips up off the ground. As you lift the hips up, bend your back knee, lift the left toes away from the floor. Stay here, or with your right hand on the block or in the ground in front of you, reach your left hand around for the left foot. Same foot, same hand. That's it. As you draw the heel towards your tush, they don't have to be anywhere near. And you slide those bottom ribs back. Notice what that does in the left thigh. Now shrug your left shoulder up and back, and maybe look away from the ground as you listen for your breath. Take a big breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Hug the left knee forward, lift your chest up, and slide the ribs back. And now inhale to release the hold of your leg. Just for a moment, lower down onto your forearms. Interlace your fingers, bring the webbing of your hands together. And now tuck your left toes under, lift your left knee and thigh up off the ground, and slide your right leg back to meet your left for forearm plank. Again, knees down or up to you. But feel your legs back in space and energetically hug them towards each other. Now as you reach back through your tailbone, slide your chest forward. Take a full breath in and a longer breath out. Take another breath, grow longer through your spine, through the crown of your head. Stay for the exhale. Can you release the grip of your fingers and the interlace that they're making? And now lower your knees to the floor, lower your belly, lower your chest, make a pillow with your hands, close your eyes, and listen for the sound of your own breath. I remember years ago, I wonder if she's still going to do it, where Mariel would teach 7 nights of Hanukkah, 8 nights of Hanukkah. 8, so sorry, 8. She would do, each night would be 1 round of plank pose to dolphin, and then by the 8th night, it was 8 rounds of plank to dolphin, and I would always time when I would come to class to be like, okay, today's day 5, I'm not coming. Today's day 8, I'm definitely not coming. We're not going to do 8 rounds, I promise, but we'll do a couple for the second side. So come back through the table, find your way to your hands and your knees. We meet in downward facing dog, and take a breath. Listen for the sound of your own breath. As you inhale, feel the breath fill your belly and up into your heart. Exhale to offer all of that breath out. And now on your inhale, lift the left leg to the sky. Pigeon or lizard lunge. It can be different. If you did pigeon on the first side and lizard lunge feels more suitable on this side, go for it. But as you find your way to this hip opener, if you're in pigeon, walk your left knee all the way wide to the left side of your mat. And now with your hands high up on fingertips or blocks, hug your knees towards each other. Think right knee bottom ribs back, like pubic bone and belly button are coming together. Shrug the right shoulder up and back. Even look away from the ground as you lift your heart. Can you take a big breath in, down, and wide? Stay for the exhale. You feel your torso move from right to left, so you face more to the front of the room. On your next inhale, release the hold of that leg. Lower your forearms to the floor one last time. Take that awkward thumb or pinky up top as you interlace them. Now tuck your right toes, lift your right knee up, and slide your left leg back to meet your right for forearm plank the second time. Like you did in plank pose way early on. Hug your legs together. Hug your thighs together. Now reach back through your tush and slide your heart forward to grow longer. A big breath in, a longer breath out. Now tiny bend in your knees. 1 foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your elbows and stick your tush to the sky for dolphin. Push your forearms down, lift your hips higher, take a big breath in, and as you exhale, walk your feet back to forearm plank. Think tail towards your heels, heart forward. Big breath in, and as you exhale, one more time, walk your feet up towards your elbows, booty to the sky. Push down through the forearms, lift your hips up, a big breath in. Stay for the exhale. You can lower to child's pose here, or one more round, walk your feet all the way back. Think heart forward, tailbone back, big breath in. And as you exhale, walk your feet up towards your elbows, hips to the sky. Push the forearms down, lift your hips up, one more breath in. And when you're ready on your exhale, Balasana, lower the knees, feet towards each other, hips heavy, as your head gets heavy to the floor or to a block. No one else? You know, it's one of those things where I have full control over what to teach. I know you have requests, but I'm like, I still do this. This is still the choice that I've chosen to do moving rounds. But it's always, forever, invitation, never an obligation. So take a breath. Notice the quality of your breath here. And under the sound of your own breath, you might be able to feel and listen for the beating of your heart. Now on your next inhale, press yourself up through the tabletop. Let's meet in downward facing dog one more time. Well, a couple more times before we make our way down. A full breath in through the nose, and a longer breath out through the nose or mouth. And on your next inhale, float the right leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. And inhale to come up to high lunge. Reach the arms, the chest, and the torso to the sky. You can walk the right foot as much as you need over to the right so you're less on a tightrope. But feel like you did in pyramid pose. Lift your back heel higher. Lift the back thigh higher. And as you grow through the arms and look away from the ground, take a big breath in. And on your exhale, bend into that front thigh as the left thigh stays lifting to the sky. Bring your hands to your hips. Let's come up to stand. Tiny bend in the back knee. All the hops you need to spring off your left foot. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. And for standing figure four, sit your hips back as you reach your heart forward. Let your hands go anywhere it helps your balance. And as you flex that left foot like it's standing on solid ground, let the hips get heavy as you lift your heart up to the sky. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale to come all the way up to rise. Lower the left foot down and feel gravity beneath you. Lean all of your weight into your left foot. Lift your right heel. And let your right hand hold on to the right foot for this version of Natarajasana. Tiny bend in the left standing knee. It'll help. Hug your inner thighs towards each other. And now shrug that right shoulder up and back as you look away from the ground. Your left hand can stay on your hip. It can come to your heart. It can reach up to the sky. But can you create with some resistance, press the thigh forward as you kick your foot back into your hand. Think right thigh forward while you push your foot back into your hand and lift your chest up to the sky. Take one more breath in. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale to release. Lower the leg to the floor. Reach up, get tall. And exhale to fold, bowing in. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to the bring it back to downward facing dog. Pedal the heels one at a time. Notice what you feel and see. You can stay right here. You can lower your knees to the floor and take a few breaths close to gravity. Or your breath might take you through one of those linking vinyasas we've done together already. But wherever you go, moving or staying still, let it be a full offering to your breath. A longer breath in and clear, steady breaths out in every direction. When your next breath or two brings you back to down dog, there's no rush. We got one more side. Float the left leg to the sky. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. Take a long, steady breath in to rise for high lunge. Reach the arms to the sky. Remember, walk the left foot as much as you need to the left. But the steadiness from this pose is going to come from the back leg, the one that you don't see. So the more you lift the back thigh, the more you lift your back heel and wrap your right hip forward, you might find a little more tethering to the earth. Take one more breath in. Stay for the exhale. Bend into the left thigh as you grow taller through the fingertips. Now maybe your hands stay overhead or they come to your hips as you come up to stand. Right thigh to your chest. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh and hinge. Sit your tush back as you reach your chest forward. Now slight refinement. This may be plenty. But as you go back through the hips, instead of letting the right knee and tush drop, can you lift the right knee and thigh away from the ground, glide your left standing knee open towards your pinky toes, and then sit your hips lower to the earth. Notice what you feel in the inner thighs. Wait for the breath in as you come up to rise. Lower the right foot down, feel gravity beneath. And now lean into the right foot. Lift your left heel. Is that the other side? Okay, thank you so much. Right foot, lift your left heel, and let your left hand hold the left foot. Tiny bend in your right standing knee. As soon as it locks, that's when it leaning Tower of Pisa's. Soften the knee. Hug your thighs together. Shrug the left shoulder up and back, and if you can, look away from the ground. Maybe your right hand stays on your hip. It might come to your heart. It might reach up to the sky. But instead of simply pulling the left foot back in space, can you press, or the right foot, left foot, can you press the left thigh forward as you kick your foot back into your head? It's these two equal and opposite forces. Thigh goes forward as you push your foot back and lift your heart up. Take one more breath in. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale to slowly release. Lower down, reach up, get tall. And big exhale to fold, bowing. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Walk those feet all the way back to the back of your mat to bring it to downward facing dog. And now lower all the way to your belly. You can lower through plank, you can lower your knees, make a pillow with your hands, rest, and listen for your breath. Does everyone have at least one therapy ball that they can use? If you need some, Marcy and I can bring some over to you. But find your therapy balls and take one of them out of their tote. We'll use it in a moment. We're going to roll out the thighs before we take a few rounds of back bends. So release the therapy balls off to the side. And yeah, if you need one, raise your hand. Happy to bring one over. Come in. This thing is happening now where every time I sit up or lie down, I start to see stars.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? What does this mean, doctor? Oh, great. So I'm like, I see you, but there's tinsel all around you. Okay, so place your therapy ball off to the side. We're going to take 3 rounds of Dhanurasana, bow pose, before we come into rest. But the first one I'd love for us to do is without the therapy ball. So pitch it off to the side, stretch your legs back behind you, and reach your arms alongside of you, like you did in locust pose. Now bend your knees, bring both feet, lift your feet up, and flex your feet like you could stand on the ceiling. Now you can do the first one unbound. It'll give you lots more space in the low back. Or if you want to grab the legs, you can also hold on to the pinky side edges of your feet. But first start by pressing your thighs down into the floor. Hug your inner thighs towards each other. They don't have to touch, but hug them in. Now shrug your shoulders to the ears, hug the shoulder blades together. On your inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, float your arms up off the earth. If you have a hold of your legs, kick your feet back, lift your heels up to lift your chest. Close your eyes and really listen for your breath. The knees and thighs want to splay out. Can you hug your thighs towards each other so they're in line with your hips? Now hug the shoulder blades together as you lift your heart. Take one more breath in, and on your exhale, release and lower down. Rest on the other palm, on the other cheek. You might wiggle your tush from side to side or windshield wiper your knees, but offer it to your breath. Okay, so before we do round 2 and 3, I'd love to get some therapy balls in the thighs, in the quads, just to see what a difference they can make. So find one of your therapy balls, bring it right above your right knee, somewhere at the bottom of your right thigh. Once you find a sweet spot, I like to make a pillow with my hands. You can rest on your blanket or on your forehead or on your cheek. Stretch your left leg long back behind you. And slowly start to bend and straighten the right knee at your pace. See what it feels like when the knee is bent versus straight. And now the next time you bend your right knee, let it stay bent as you move your right knee to the right and foot to the left. So you come more to the inner thigh, and then knee to the left and foot to the right, so you come to the outer thigh. Go back and forth a few times just on your own. And take notice of what it is that you really feel. It's less about trying to find the most intense spot to be in, although this might feel intense. But it's how much can you breathe through the fluctuations? How much can you soften as that therapy ball rolls from right to left? After a few rounds, at the bottom of your right thigh, come back through center. And now let's come up a little higher. Use your hand and pull the therapy ball up to the middle of your thigh, somewhere slightly different than where you were. Rest on the other palm, rest on the other cheek. Take a big breath in. Even open your mouth to let all of that breath go. There's no rush. And then on your own, begin to bend and straighten the right leg. With the right knee bent, move the knee to the right and foot to the left. So you come from inner to outer thigh. You let the palms soften, the fingers soften. You feel your tongue as it releases away from the roof of your mouth. As when you roll the thighs out, sometimes what you're rolling out travels to different parts of you, like the hands, the cheeks, the jaw. After a few breaths here in the middle of your thigh, pop the therapy ball out, stretch your legs back behind you, close your eyes for a moment, and just notice what you don't see with your eyes, but you can very clearly feel from one leg to the other. Maybe it's a subtle difference, maybe it's drastic. Maybe one leg feels longer or heavier or lighter. But this practice, especially with the therapy balls, it's not a practice of fixing or changing or shape-shifting who you are. It's just reminding you of who you've always been. So can you feel what you feel from side to side? And as we make our way to the second side, find a therapy ball or the other one, starting at the very bottom of your left thigh, somewhere above your left knee. Get as comfortable as you possibly can in your upper body. And then when you're ready, begin to bend and straighten your left leg. And let the knee go from left to right. Palms soft, chest heavy, breath full and steady. For the more you breathe here, the sweeter this will begin to feel. And there's no surprises from first side to second. After you've spent some time at the bottom of your thigh, come back through center and bring it more to the middle of your leg, slightly higher than where you just were. Other palm, other cheek. Bend and straighten, straighten and bend. And let that knee go from left to right, side to side. full breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through the nose and mouth. After a few breaths here in the bottom and middle of your thigh, pop the therapy ball out, stretch your legs back behind you, close your eyes for a moment, and just notice what a difference feels like. From one leg, one side to the other. Now, like I mentioned, we're going to take all this space that we created in the thighs for 2 more rounds of Dhanurasana. You are more than welcome to stay here, laying on the floor in full pranam. We'll meet you there very soon. But if you want to come in for round 2, one more time, bend your knees. Either arms free alongside of you or reach your hands back for your legs. Press your thighs down into the ground. Hug your inner thighs towards each other. Now as you press your feet back, lift your heels up, let the heart, the head, and the chest lift. Close or soften your eyes and listen for your breath. Feel the memory of where the therapy balls were. Hug the inner thighs together. Press back through the feet. Lift the heels up to the sky and slide the ears back. Take one more breath in. And on your exhale, release. Slow her down. Rest and take a breath. Slow and steady your breath down. The thighs govern space in the low back. So when you roll the thighs out or find some thigh stretches, it doesn't make low back pain or tension disappear, just clear some space in there. So we'll take one last round. Stay here, laying on the floor in full pranam. Or bend your knees, reach your hands back for your feet, or even your ankles. You might have your toes pointed or feet flexed. But the thighs want to open up to opposite edges of your mat. Hug them in towards each other. Shrug your shoulders up and back, and now kick your feet back into your hands to lift your heart up. Close or soften your eyes and listen for your own breath. If you're holding the feet, stay holding. Kick your right leg back into your right hand. Lift your right heel 1 more inch to the sky. Kick your left leg back into your left hand. Lift your left heel 1 more inch to the sky. And now hug the thighs in. Kick both heels back. Lift them up. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, release to the floor. And like walking in the snow, who? 10 layers, who? A breath or 2 on the ground and notice what you feel and see. Back bends have a tendency to make you sweat more, to increase your heart rate. They're thought to stimulate your adrenal glands that release norepinephrine and adrenaline so much. But the purpose of this practice isn't to stay in that heightened space, it's to steady yourself with your breath. So one great counter pose for those big belly down back bends is coming to down dog 1 more time, just to find all those natural curves in the spine. So for the last down dog of class, bring your hands to either side of your chest, tuck your toes as you lift your hips to the sky. In this down dog, walk your feet a hair wider than they already are. Lift your heels and soften your knees quite a bit to let the backs of your legs release. Now stick your tush to the sky. Feel the curve in your low back. Slide the ribs away from the ground. And as you push down and forward through your arms, lift your hips to the sky. Stay here with the knees bent as you take a big breath in. You can keep the knees bent, or as you exhale, press the thighs back, not just locking the knees, but press the tops of your thighs back as the heels get heavier to the earth. In your next breath, lower the knees to the ground 1 more time. Flip over onto your back so that your head is up towards the front of the room. Your feet are to the wall behind you. Have your block within a grabbable distance. Have your therapy balls within a grabbable distance as you lay down onto the floor. As you come to lie on your back, bend your knees, bring both feet onto the floor. And just watch for your neighbors or any props as you heel toe your feet to come as wide as your mat. Your hands can rest on your belly. They can rest alongside of you if there's space, like a big T. With a big breath in. And on your exhale, drop your knees to the right, like windshield wipers. Wait for the inhale as you bring your knees back up through center. Big exhale to let your knees drop to the left. Do that with your breath one more time from side to side, feet wide, knees wide, and see what it feels like to have one knee turned in versus out. And you let the back of your head soften. Let both shoulders soften to the earth as you listen for the full depth of your breath. Now the next time your knees come back up through center, cross your left thigh all the way over your right thigh like you're sitting in a chair. Scoot your butt to the left side of your mat and drop your knees over to the right for a supine twist. If this feels like pulling on the low back or any discomfort, you can always uncross your legs and stack the left thigh on top of the right thigh. Let a full breath in and down. As you exhale, can that left shoulder get heavier to the earth? Can the back of your head soften to the floor? On your next inhalation, uncross your legs as you draw your knees and feet back through center. Feel your hips on the ground, feel both feet on the floor. And now right thigh, cross it all the way over your left. Scoot your butt to the right, just so you stay on your sticky mat. And let your legs, your knees, your thighs drop to the left. Think of less of how deep of a twist can I be in, but how much can the back of my head, and especially that right shoulder, drop down onto the ground. The upper back settles to the earth. A full breath in, and a longer breath out. In your next inhalation, uncross your legs, draw your knees and feet through center. Stay here or give your legs a hug in towards your belly or chest. You might lean ever so slightly from side to side, or stay still. If you'd like to come into your version of happy baby, letting your hands catch the backs of your thighs, or your calves, or your ankles or feet, please do so. Or let the back of your head and your tush, your tailbone, really settle to the earth as you find a longer breath in. And on your exhale, release the hold of your legs down to the floor. And I'm going to talk us through therapy ball work in the upper back. A few options. If there's any other places that you've done already that you know that you prefer, you can definitely take this time to work on your own. You can also set up early for rest. We'll meet you there very, very soon. But if you're working the therapy balls in the upper back, feel free to keep them in their toe or take them out, but you'll use both. With your therapy ball in each hand, bend your knees, feet on the ground, and lift your head and shoulders like you're doing a little crunch, and pop the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades to the top tips of your shoulders themselves. Again, there's no incorrect or wrong place for them to be or go. But if you find them and you lay down and it feels asymmetrical, or something doesn't feel quite right, please feel free to call one of us over, the very top tips of your shoulders. Once your head comes down, if you want to alleviate some pressure, you might bring your head up onto a block. If you want to add more pressure with your knees bent, feet on the ground, you might lift your hips up onto a block at its lowest height. I love what Adriana always says, more isn't always better. Sometimes more is just more. So you really want to be in the place where you can feel the fullness of your own breath. As your arms fall anywhere they fall, on your body or alongside of you. And you take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now you're more than welcome to stay here for a few breaths. There's so much to do in stillness. Or to find two more places with your knees bent, feet on the floor. Push through your legs with just enough effort to roll your body towards your head until the therapy balls come down your back to the middle tips of your shoulder blades, slightly lower than where they just were. Bring any of your props with you. Think, how heavy can my body become? How heavy can my hips be onto floor or blocks? How heavy can the back of my head be? Take a full breath in and a deeper breath out. Now perhaps you keep your arms exactly where they are. Or for any gentle movement, you might reach your arms up to the ceiling, palms facing each other, and watching for any neighbors or props in front of you. Maybe your right arm reaches overhead towards the front of your mat. And you draw the right arm back through center as the left arm reaches overhead. Move as slowly as you can with the fullness of your breath. Let the fingers be soft, let the palms be heavy. And after a few breaths here in the middle of your upper back, you can lower your arms down by your sides. And for one more place, push through your legs with just enough effort to roll your body towards your head until you come to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, still in the upper back, just slightly lower. Once your tush and your head comes to any support, the floor or blocks, take a big breath in. And exhale through parted lips, let all of that breath go. Again, keep your arms exactly as they are. You might reach your arms up to the sky and give yourself a hug as if your hands are reaching for the therapy balls behind your back. Let the palms and fingers be soft. Maybe you lean a little from side to side. If you're giving yourself that embrace, switch which elbow is on top and just see what that feels like. Take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now unwrap your arms if they're wrapped. Release any blocks out from underneath you if they're there. And we'll make the exit journey out. You can scooch your hips towards your heels and roll roll to the back of your mat so the therapy balls come up your back. I always take t-shirts when I do that, so I like to roll over onto one side and push them out of the way. But however they exit, see if you can let them fully exit for the remainder of rest. Or sometimes they create more tension and softness in Shavasana. So once you place them off to the side, begin to drape yourself onto the earth. Give yourself a few moments. You can add any layers that you need. Use any props to get as comfortable as you possibly can. Maybe a rolled up blanket underneath your knees so your low back supports and settles to the earth. Maybe you're in side lying Shavasana with blocks or blankets between your thighs. You might let your hair down. You might let your glasses set safely to the side. Bless you. I'll talk you through a few rounds of pranayama, of some breath work that'll prepare the body for rest and to steady yourself down. You're more than welcome to just listen. And I really invite you to follow along at your pace, the time for rest. As you drape your body down onto the altar of the earth. We'll move through these rounds of interrupted or suspended breath called Viloma Pranayama. Start by taking a breath in through the nose to fill your belly and up into your heart. And a soft exhale through your nose to let all of that breath go. Now with those lips closed, picture your next inhale in 3 separate parts. First inhale, just breathe into your belly, pause. Next, breathe into your lungs and the sides of your waist, hold. Third, breathe into the chest, pause at the top. And then exhale through your nose to let all of that breath go. Hold at the very bottom of your breath. And begin again, following your pace. Inhale to fill your belly, retain. Fill your lungs, hold. Fill the back and front of your heart, pause. And exhale through your nose to offer that breath out. Hold at the bottom. As you begin again, inhale, fill the belly, retain. Fill the lungs, hold. Fill the back and front of your heart, pause. here where each breath that you take dissolves the practice at once. Each breath helps you arrive to where you are now. And each breath that comes after makes space for what has yet to come. So can you let every round of your breath, let your physical body get heavier into the earth? And the heavier your body becomes, the more spacious and lighter you may just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. Take another breath in, down and wide. And as you exhale, offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to slowly awaken the body that you're in, and the very being that you are, with any gentle movements that feel sweet to you. You might roll your wrists or ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against the earth. Just being mindful of any props or those around you. You might reach your arms away from your legs, or draw your knees in towards your chest. When the time comes, we'll all meet with the knees bent, arms overhead, as you roll over to any side of your choice to curl into yourself. A breath or two here against the ground. And as you push down into the floor, come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room. With those eyes softly closed or softly open, and once again listen for your own breath. Take a breath in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out in every direction. Our time together will finish with one more of those breaths. You can draw your hands to center anywhere that person from in front of your heart as you take a deep breath in to let it all go. You might bow your head to your hands or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple yet sweet gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself and everyone who practiced right alongside with you. And with all of our hearts, Marcy and I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you. Drink lots. Drink lots of water. Stay warm. Stay upright. Watch the slippery spots. The announcement studio's closed tomorrow, but then open up the rest of the week. I'll be teaching next Monday by usual, and then New Year's Eve class, same time at 10:30. So if you want to do some yoga before the new year starts, and then January in all my classes we will be moving towards mythology of Hanuman and full splits all month long, moving from one unknown universe to the other. So if that interests you, I would love to see you. If that scares you off, there's a lineup of phenomenal teachers at the studio who will not just be teaching full splits all January long. But that's it. There's so much beautiful stuff happening outside of public classes, so check the internet. Workshops, retreats, events. Anyone else? Nicole is here who teaches classes in the morning, which we love to see. If you're a morning bird, come take her classes. Anyone else have announcements? Things you're doing, you're seeing, you're going to. I'm seeing Wicked after this for the third time. Please tell me you've seen it.
I thought it was on.
Oh my god, it's so good. What, a movie? What? In theaters or
In theaters, in Netflix.
Amelia? Okay, good to know. It's coming out tomorrow.
I'm going out of town on Monday, so I'm
Good
for
to
a while,
see you.
but Happy New Year.
Happy
Thank
New
you
Year.
so much.
Thank you for coming. Where are you headed? For months? Or I'd love to see it.
But I'll see you in a month.
Yes. I'll make sure to give you a link. I always see you. Have a great time. Thank you. Thank you.
Where are you seeing Wicked?
The Ritz,
At 2 p.m.
12:30.
My mom is going to the 2 p.m. one. I have to go home and make a cake, but we're splitting our time today.
No, no. How long are you in town for?
I'm here like about a week, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out whether I'm gonna leave before or after New Year's, but it's a more leisurely trip.
Yeah.